Hey guys, EndridFPS here. Got another podcast here. It's been a while, longer than I had planned. I am still working on a schedule, although I do have an established stream schedule. So anyway, if you're new here, which I would imagine you are since there are only a few hundred people that watched my last one, this is a podcast where I talk about Counter-Strike. I talk about the scene, the game, changes, some other games that I'm playing, some other stuff, whatever comes across my mind. This is just something new. I had a lot of fun doing the last one, and I plan to do this for hopefully weekly, at least weekly, and I'm gonna set a date so that people can expect it. I have a hard time committing to dates sometimes. I have a hard time putting my foot down and saying I'm going to spend this much time because, sometimes I don't feel like it. And that's really an immature thing, I guess, when it comes down to it. Sometimes you got to do stuff that you don't feel like it. If you really enjoy doing it, you believe in it. Sure, you may not be at 100%. I figure, I feel like I could do more maybe tomorrow if I was more in the mood. I have to be able to discipline myself and just get it done. I mean, I work a full-time job. It's not like I'm a delinquent degenerate or something. I work a full-time job, and I show up to work on time, and I do my best while I'm there. And so I can do that. Why can't I do something that I want to do for myself and for you guys, something that's enjoyable? So I think, I've been talking with my girlfriend. She's been very supportive. She actually is helping me set up my streaming schedule. So now, FYI, it's going to be Monday and Wednesday. Time around starting around 7-8 o'clock, and so that's what it is. It's gonna go until late, so those 2 days you can count on me being on Twitch, which, hallelujah, I've been wanting that for the longest time. Is just to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I gotta stand by it. I gotta think of it as like, this is like she said, this is a professor's class. I'm the professor, and I got my students waiting for me. Not that you guys are my students, but in the same way that they would depend on me just to be there. It would be ridiculous if it just you signed up, you paid this money for a class, and your professor just didn't show up sometimes and didn't have any backup plan. You can't do that. So I gotta set down. This is what's going on. With the podcast, this is the next thing. I still have to set up a way to get it set up with Android. I still have to get a way to have it on iTunes. I don't know how difficult that is. I've had some problem getting it set up with the RSS feed or whatever. But then again, my focus has been elsewhere. So anyway, let's get into it here, shall we? The last time we did the podcast, this was pre-X Games. This was pre-Steel and all the other guys getting the boot. So there's been a hell of a lot of changes, and so I'm going to talk about some of that. Now, the things that first and foremost, let's get this out of the way. The hacking scandal. All right, I just knew it in my bones that game was thrown a long time ago. You can look at everything I've said up until now, like on Reddit and all the message boards, that I knew that they were freaking throwing, man. And it was making me mad that they're getting away with it. I said in the last podcast that I was very upset that they were just still in the community and they're getting all the support when the whole time they were throwing, and they were laughing at their fans. They're taking advantage of them. It's like, let's say I'm getting, how much donations were they getting? They're getting paid professionally. This was their life. This was everything. They put their heart into this. And it was all because they could do that because of their fans were supporting them. And then what happened? What did they do? They took advantage of them. They lied to them. They made a mockery of the whole scene, of the whole game. They said, hey, we're professionals. Take us seriously. We're playing a match. And then they laugh about it and miss on purpose just to enrich themselves. And I hope people remember that whenever it comes time to consider whether or not we bring them back in. There's some posts from Steel about how he's gonna there's gonna be all this drama said about him and all this stuff, and then there's a post from Happy saying a lifetime is too much. God, just bring it down to a year. And I hope people remember exactly what the crime was. There's a lot worse crimes out there. I'm not saying that these guys are like demons and they should go to prison for life or something like that. But it's a severe crime, and a severe punishment is right, I think, relative to it. So I feel bad for Swag. And that was the first thing that hit me. It was like, oh, Swag's banned. That sucks, because he's such a young player. You could tell he cared about the game, and he wasn't a big big community person. He wasn't like in the spotlight. He wasn't trying to get attention. He just wanted to play the game, and he was so young. And you could just see in videos of him hanging out with the guys, and the impression that I got from him was just that he was so young and influenceable. It just reminded me of myself when I was like 16 and 17 and hang out with older kids. I used to hang out with older kids, and I would, they were very influential. I looked up to them, and especially if you have this case here where he's 16, 17, these guys are in their mid 20s. You're gonna pretty much do whatever they lead you to do, because you don't want to rock the boat. You want to continue to be coexisting with these cool kids that are older than you, and you want to get along, and it's your future tied into that. And I would imagine it was weighing on him. I don't know. I don't know how he really feels, of course. He came out with his confession. He came out with his apology shortly after, and it seemed heartfelt. But then again, as he said, the punishment is just. You can't say, well, these factors, you were pressured, so you're going to get a light ban. And these guys, unfortunately, the nuances of the law, make it so that you can't say, well, I don't know, maybe you can. There are extenuating circumstances, right? The punishments in crimes are not always the same. You have the getaway guy, then you have the guy that held the gun. And that's the problem with this whole thing, really, is that you have to have some sort of a rule set. And I think I didn't read the whole statement by Steele, but I think that's what he actually said that got to the front page of Reddit. It's like, hey, come on, he's making some good points. Read this here. And from what I understand, he was basically saying, look, we can't have just punishments, and we can't not expect this to happen again unless we have some rules set up. And because this is new, and because most people, including myself, don't think ahead and work contingencies, we're in the situation that we're in where we don't know what is an appropriate punishment. We don't know the right course of action for this kind of stuff. Should it be banned for a year? Should it be banned for 5 years? If you're the one who instigated it, should you get a more severe punishment? This is all very gray. This is a wild, wild west of entertainment. Of esports is the new frontier of entertainment for young people. It's not really established. The guys who are making laws and the guys that are setting this up are already old. They're living in the old world, and they don't know. They don't know what's the right thing to do. Nobody does. So we're gonna have to learn. And it's a growing pains. People are gonna get hurt, and things are gonna happen. And this will allow us to set up precedents for the future of what to do. Now we have some new teams who were caught. This is FXYO and another guy. I just read about it today. The two guys who got suspended from their team for throwing skins. It's a shame, it set a precedent. So you can't just ban these guys and then not ban others. FXYO and Uzi. They were both, let's see, they were released from their team. And it was Epsilon. And see, people, they don't want to have any attachment to this. Okay, so here's announcements on their website. As of today, FXYO and Uzi have been released from Epsilon Esports. The latest elements and statements we have received clearly condemn the player in the match-fixing accusation. condemn the player, not players. We would like to thank Valve for keeping us informed during the entire process. The sole player left, Adil Scream, poor guy, will continue to represent Epsilon, and we will discuss what we plan alongside his next major manager, Olivier Ulrico Hammond. More news to follow. All right, so again, Scream is left. I laugh, but I feel bad for the kid. He's left with a crumbling team around him. First, it was Titans, Kelly, and then now you have this throwing people all around him. I'm happy for him though, in that he was able to avoid any temptation. He hasn't done any of that. At least we don't think yet. So that's good. He's not. Screams alone. Yeah, it's just sad. But good for him that he hasn't been kicked. His career isn't ruined. Nobody's gonna want to touch these other guys, and that's actually really a good thing. I mean, how upset would I have been, or if you guys have been, if they just said, "Hey, that's okay that you threw. It's okay that you hacked. We'll forgive you." And the fans almost are saying that's fine. For some reason, it seems like Counter-Strike fans are just, hey, just come back in. We'll give you a couple warnings before we do anything, and that's crap. I don't care how good you are. You can't do that. So I guess that's it for that. Really shouldn't have done it, and hopefully everyone will learn from their mistakes. There still might be some more fallout. There might be some more teams that come out with announcements, or CSGO Lounge. They're really going after, so got to give props to them. They want to make sure that the integrity of the betting site is kept, because if people are doubting the validity of it all the time, then they won't bet. They'll just do what I do and bet on the underdogs. That's another thing that reminds me, betting in CSGO, betting in general, it can be very alluring. It can be tempting. It can be a big trap for some people. Because, everybody knows gambling can turn into an addiction. And you have people whose kind of first impression of gambling and first experience is in Counter-Strike, or in Team Fortress 2, or whatever, in video games. And I guess it's a good way to learn first before it's on real money, or if it's big time or something like that. But you just have to be careful. This is the way I approach betting. Whether it's in a casino or it's in Counter-Strike or anything, you never want to really gamble more money than you're willing to lose. So just my advice would be that you should never go into a situation gambling hoping or counting and depending on winning. You can hope to win, but just that money or whatever, the skins that you're giving, is just payment to enjoy the fun of intensifying the outcome. What do I mean by that? It's like, it's just, you don't want to have to depend on it, because that'll be a problem that can lead to gambling. Because what happens is you lose and you say, okay, well, let me get that back. Let me just let me throw down some more. Okay, there we go. Now I lost again. Now I have to go double or nothing to get it all back. And then it goes and goes, and you might win one, and then you go, okay, well, let's keep on winning, and then you lose more, and it's just, that's what could happen with, and it does happen to a lot of people. They lose their houses, they lose their family, they lose their mortgage, they lose everything. So it could turn into a serious problem. Obviously, Counter-Strike betting is very small potatoes, but it could be kind of, I don't want to sound like an old guy here, but kind of a gateway to bigger gambling. I learned the reason why I know this is because I had a gambling problem when I was like middle school. I was 13 or something, 12 or 13, and I was away at summer camp, and we were all the kids were playing poker. I don't know how the hell the counselors were letting it happen or how these kids were getting all this cash, but basically just playing poker on the bus, and it was fun and I wanted to play, but I just kept losing. These little kids are sharks, man, and they kept on stealing my money from me, and then I would just be like, oh, I owe you later, let's play and I'll get you back. And then I owed him money, and it was like I owed him 20 or 40 bucks or something. And back then, both my age and the year, that was a lot of money, and I was like freaking out. How am I going to pay him back? I have to pay him back. I don't want to like be one of those people who goes against their word, and they're going to expect it. So then I'm all this money in the hole, and I'm showing up at camp, and I'm trying to find a way to get money from my parents to pay my gambling debts. And the whole thing, it just made me feel sick. Like I was, like the feeling before you have a test and your grades depending on it and you haven't studied. So that stuck with me. But yeah, that's enough of that lecture. So what else in the news? What's been going on? X Games. The last podcast was shortly before the X Games started. My girlfriend and I watched it the first day together. The second day I had to work. But man, that was a great game. It was, everybody knows, the consensus was it was a great success. Thorin and Fiflaren were great. Sadokist, however you say it, was awesome. And RPK, is that the right name? For the guy from Face It, the British guy. Everybody was great. The players, great. Spectating was great with Steel. They all, the whole thing went together well. Crazy upsets all around. We were just super hyped to hear, to watch the Americans play. There was a lot of American teams, a lot of new teams, and it was very exciting. And plus, they were on ESPN. That was really cool. It just kind of, in a ways, validates both the legitimacy of esports in general in the U.S. and it also validates the fact that it's growing. The game is growing. Esports is growing. The world may not understand it yet, but they will have to eventually. It's going to continue to grow. Twitch is growing. The old media is dead. Is what they say, and this just shows it. It's slowly but surely. I mean, you can't say it's near the football. I can't compete with freaking NFL, but give it another few decades. Maybe everybody will be playing esports. Who knows? But yeah, you got some new teams. You got Kaboom from Brazil, who came out of nowhere. Nobody knew anything about it, I don't think. They put up a great fight. Then there was Liquid and all these teams, and it was really incredible. Torque couldn't go because of all the controversy, I suppose. And then, oh my gosh, what's the other team? CFG or something? Oh my gosh. Anyway, you can see I'm not keeping up on the scene as much. But yeah, that was just a great tournament. I had a lot of fun. Congrats to LDLC, which, by the way, congrats to LDLC. I should say to the players rather than the organization. Sorry to LDLC for losing your players that were the best in the world right now. But congratulations to the new owners who picked them up. Team NVUS. Congrats on that acquisition. Those guys are awesome players, obviously. And that's why you picked them up, I'm sure. So we're very excited about that. It's good to see that they're doing very well. As far as the former or the following tournament, not as good. The match didn't go very well. That's a shame. There was a lot of problems. I wasn't able to watch it. Most of it, I was able to watch a little bit, but not most of it. But that was just kind of a shame with the delays. From what I understand, there was a lot of delays. There was problems with the computers. But that actually happens all the time. There's a recent post about, can we, have the tournament start up on time? Well, that has been a problem for a long time. I don't know why X Games was able to make it so well. Probably they just have experience. They have people that are able to really work and make it right. So that was just a good job on them. But there's some precedents that were set that you have to be on time. You have to focus. You have to make sure everything runs smoothly. But yeah, ClutchCon, not the best. They really could have worked on that. So again, going back to what I was saying earlier, it's a lot of changes and a lot of growing pains. We'll see how it turns out. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I got a little self promotion. I guess if you haven't seen, there's a video I put up on Reddit and on my YouTube, and it really took off. It was an idea I had for a while. It's basically kind of making fun of Thorin, poking fun at him. It's a parody, and he's such an easy and fun guy to parody because his mannerisms and his way of talking is so unique, and so it's just an easy target for that kind of thing. So I'm a fan of Thorin. Actually, I didn't really like him at first because just the way he came off, and I thought he was kind of a dick. But maybe he is a little bit of a dick, but I think he means well, and he's fun to listen to. I like how he's passionate about esports, and he really knows a lot of stuff, and knows what he's talking about. So some people took it the wrong way. Like I did that because I was saying that I didn't like him, and I was like making fun of him, and they're like, "Yeah, good job. That guy sucks." That's not what I was trying to do. I was just having a good laugh at his expense, and I hope that he took it in good spirit and that it was just for fun. I guess that's kind of the penalty for having some fame, even in our little small neck of the woods. Another little announcement, or I guess milestone, you could say, in my YouTube career. So I got partnered with Union for Gamers, which is a subsidiary for Curse, which is pretty awesome. I'm very happy about that. I've been considering getting partnered with other people. I've been doing research and trying to figure out the pros and the cons. And it seems like this might help me get to the next step. They're very kind of loose with, they let you run your channel how you want to, and then they give you like a better contract and with nothing signed or nailed down, which I appreciate. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted. And if I see that it's good and I like it, I'm going to give out my referral link to other YouTubers to see if they want to apply as well, and if they meet the minimum requirements of, I think, 1,000 subscribers and certain views per month or whatever. But anyway, I think it's important for us YouTubers, the few of us who make YouTube videos about games, that we help each other out a little bit. I've been trying to collaborate with some other YouTubers here and there, asking if they want to do stuff, and for whatever reason, I'm sure there are legitimate reasons, they haven't responded or just have declined. And I don't take offense to that because, like I said, I'm sure they have their reasons. I hope that we can all, on that same note, be able to look past the pettiness of competition, because the thing is, with maybe with a podcast or something, that is competition, but when it comes to YouTube videos, they're only a few minutes long. It's not like if you watch my videos, like you can't watch other videos. Back when you look at traditional television, those shows were really competing with each other. Like that was serious competition. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they would be at the same exact time, and there was no choice about that. There wasn't like DVR back then. There wasn't the internet for the most part, so you couldn't just watch your crap whenever you wanted to. You actually had to compete. But it's not like that with YouTube. So there's no reason why us YouTubers can't help each other out. Now, if it's like my channel, let's say, who has regular, followership that's just you know, like a 1% that of another channel, I could see why they wouldn't want to like hang out and talk with me. And likewise, like if somebody's just starting out and it looks like their quality isn't that great, then I'm probably not going to want to, you know, spend a lot of time helping their channel grow. So, I mean, you never know. Take it case by case, but you see what my point is, I'm sure. You have to make sure that it's worth your time and that you fully support and believe in whoever you're working with. So that's just something that I've been thinking about considering, and I guess I am trying to rush it a little bit. Maybe I need to slow down and realize that, you know, just it's not a marathon. It's not a race. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. My analogies. I think I still need to wake up a little bit. But yeah, that's enough about that. Let's see. Yeah. I've been wanting to play some other games lately. I don't know why sometimes when I'm streaming or playing games late at night, I just get this weird craving to like play an old game or watch an old movie. I get 80s nostalgia out of nowhere, and I don't get it, but I last night after I was playing, I just remembered this game. It just hit me all of a sudden. It's called Road Redemption, and it's exactly like Road Rash. If you guys haven't played it before, you're missing out. Road Rash was a Sega Genesis game. They had several iterations. I think Road Rash 2 was the one I played a lot, and it was so much fun. It was like one of the best games ever of like the late 80s, early 90s. And it was basically you're in a motorcycle and you're doing street races against other people, and you'd have to you know, there would be other cars, and then you would get weapons, and you could just clobber the crap out of other people riding next to you. Sometimes you would the way that the road would work, and you'd be going so fast that you would just launch in the air for like 10-15 seconds, and then if you crashed, you would go flying off your bike like half a mile, and you'd have to run all the way back to your bike. And it was just so hilarious, so much fun. And I saw this Kickstarter they were doing for this game, and I guess it's still in early access. Races, you know, they have different modes and different races, and they're gonna have online, and it's a lot of fun. You know, I'm not obviously I'm EndridFPS, but doesn't mean I can't have fun with other games. And I highly recommend it, and I might do a video or stream it or whatever. But also there was a new Battlefield game, Battlefield Hardline. They have the new beta out, so I'm gonna give that a try. Looks like I've fully downloaded it. Let's see, is it working? Okay, I have it downloaded. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording here, and then I'm going to play it, and then I'll give you my thoughts. I'll be right back. Alright, so I played a few rounds of Battlefield Hardline, and it was fun. It was pretty fun. I played, I guess, the heist mode. I got to play both sides. I tried all the classes. Kind of typical Battlefield, the way it is now, you know, Battlefield 4. 4 classes, all kinds of gadgets. That was something that was different, as they had way more gadgets there, and you use money to buy them, kind of like what's that freaking cops and robbers game now that's popular? God dang it, I have it too. I knew I was gonna draw a blank as soon as I was like, oh, I don't remember the name of this freaking game, and I'm not gonna freaking remember it now. I gotta look at my games list and try to figure it out. I played it like 3 times, and I just said, you know what, I don't want to. Payday 2. God dang it. Yeah, I played that game a few times, never really got into it, but that actually looks a lot of fun, this game. So we'll see how it goes. I might buy it. I'll probably play it with Crimson Dudes. No, I'm playing it right now. I'd probably join them, but I gotta freaking get ready and go out and have sushi, and then I gotta get ready for my stream. So yeah, I like it. Seemed like there's a couple issues with the netcode, unfortunately. It did seem kind of like I got shot around corners and stuff, but what can you expect? I'm not surprised with that. So what else was I going to talk about, guys? I had some stuff in mind. I was going to talk to you about CSGO skins. New update. When are they going to do the update? Oh, I finally got one of my missions. I was stuck on that stupid mission where you have to get the bonus kills in deathmatch, and I got it. And then the other one, the same thing. You got to get bonus kills with deathmatch. There's no specific map structure. I just hit play mission, did it. Nope, no points scored. So I don't know. It's buggy. I got one more week to finish all of them. I want that dragon lore. That would be really cool. I want it. We want it, precious. That's what you. I really want to finish that, so I won't regret buying that because maybe it wasn't worth it, but whatever. I might be getting in a team. Played with some guys last night that they're good players. They had good attitudes, and that's kind of like the most important thing to me right now as far as playing with people or having a team. Of course, you want somebody who's a great player, right? You want somebody who's skilled, who's talented, but you have to have cohesion, and you have to have good chemistry. And it's not like you have to freaking go on a date, and like marry these people, but it's more important that they have good attitude and aren't yelling and raging and getting pissed off in the mic than it is to be an amazing player, because you can get better. It's easier to get better at the game than I think it is easier to be less of a dick if you're already a dick, And it seemed like every time, somebody messed up, it was like, nice try. You should have done this, but it's not like harping on you or bringing you down, because the fact is that rarely is beneficial. It's not going to help you out when somebody's yelling at you for your mistake. You made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. It's just a game. By being positive, you're going to help foster kind of a better mindset to help the players do better, to help you do better. And these guys seem to have that kind of mindset. So that's good. I mean, we might form a team. I don't know how it's going to work. Consistency on my personal playing is something I'm working on, because I don't know what it is. Sometimes it takes a long time to warm up. I can't hit shots. My spray is all messed up, or I just have bad luck. Sometimes your luck is great, sometimes it's bad, and a lot of it is luck. Come on, I'll hold an angle for freaking 30 seconds. I'll wipe sweat off my brow for a split second. Oh, that's when he decides to pick me. Or I think I hear something behind me. I turn around for 1 second and I get shot in the head as soon as I turn around. And it's like that kind of stuff sometimes happens over and over again. And it's really frustrating. And then other times, it's just great. You're landing all your shots. You're like, why don't I play like this all the time? This game is easy. You just put the crosshair on them and pull the trigger. But it's not always like that. And I wish I could just every game have that consistency where I'm playing at my best level, and I'm playing as best as I can. So we'll see how that goes with that team, if we actually do anything, if we do CEVO or ESEA. I love the idea of having a team, of competing, but I don't know if I'll have the time. I wish that I could say I definitely do, but I'm not sure. I would love to, though, because it would be a lot of fun to compete, and I have a group of players going over strats and going to empty server and working on stuff. And that's really something I've been wanting to do for the longest time. It seems like I can't find anybody that's interested in doing that. Just saying, hey, let's work on this map. Let's say Mirage. This is the map we're going to work on. This is where you're going to play. This is where you're going to play. Throw smoke here, throw a nade there. Now let's work on this. Let's do drills. Let's do exercises. All right. I'm T. I come up the ramp. How do you handle this situation? How do you handle this situation? make sure this is going. All right, we'll do a standard A push where we all have our smokes in different spots. Let's practice that now. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Like stuff like that. I wish that I had a team where we could do that, because that would be so fun just to have practice and working on certain strategies and then putting them to the test, seeing how it goes, watching demos, trying it again. That's the best way to get better. And I've been playing this game for so long, and I still don't have that kind of like team where you can work on stuff like that. So really want to get there. I'm sure I will eventually. Also, I will be hopefully and likely interviewing somebody from local scene. We'll be talking probably just about the importance of fostering a local community, holding up lands, kind of like working on a grassroots thing. Some ideas that I have for working on, like, teams within the community. So we'll see how that goes. Some great ideas that hopefully is going to work out. I think that's it for this podcast. There's a lot to cover, a lot happened. I didn't go into all the details. I just have some ideas for future projects. I'm thinking about doing a weekly video update, or just a weekly video where I go over the top posts on Reddit, on the CSGO on Reddit, and I just go over like one at a time, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know what format we'll do it. Maybe it'll be part of the podcast, or maybe it'll be a weekly video, but it'll just be kind of talking about the different posts and the implications and stuff like that. All right, everybody. I wanted to put in an interview here. This is my first interview on my podcast, so I think it went really well. Here it is.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We've got a special guest on the podcast this time. My girlfriend was gracious enough to come on and talk, and I thought it might be interesting from a listener perspective, someone who plays FPS games a lot, to listen to someone who doesn't but has some experience. So I'm not going to... Augmet is her name in game. So welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of easy. I already live here.
Yeah, that's true.
So do you. Yeah.
So it makes it convenient for us both.
It does. Yeah.
So you play Counter-Strike? You have played Counter-Strike?
I have. When was the last time I played? I spent all of last summer, I think, playing almost every day. I must have probably logged in maybe 7 or 8 hours a day. And primarily because after you and I first started dating, I remember seeing you play it almost every time I was over at your place. And then over time I got intrigued by it and thought, oh, okay, why not give it a shot? And I remember you had me sit down and I tried it out a couple of rounds and thinking, whoa, wait, I just shot a guy. That is awesome. I just shot someone else I have no idea where that person is in the world, but wow, I actually shot a person. That is pretty awesome. I'm hooked. And I remember, since then, every summer, or last summer, every day I would just spend hours and hours and hours determined to rank up. That way I can just catch up to you. But yeah, then I decided, okay, that's probably a wasted endeavor. There's no way I can get to your level. Like, what do you now? Like, you were Eagle. You were Legendary Eagle, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm going back and forth between Eagle and Badge.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's bound to have a few bad matches. It happens.
Yeah. So your first impressions were good and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I just want to say, you said that I was playing when you were over, but I wasn't like playing all the time, right? I just want to make that clear. I wasn't a horrible date. Like, hey, come over and watch me play Counter-Strike.
No. No, he's not a horrible date. No.
All right.
We're making that absolutely clear. No, we did spend quality time together.
Yes.
We got to watch Back to the Future several times. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Lots of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So, what is it that's besides the rank and wanting to catch up and shooting people? Like, what is it about Counter-Strike that seems fun or interesting to you?
I think what appealed to me most about the game is the fact that it wasn't entirely based off of skill. It was much more of a team effort. And I grew up as an athlete, as you know, and just my whole life kind of revolved around sports, specifically team sports. And ever since I graduated from high school and went off to college, I didn't have an opportunity to ever play in a team sport since then. And especially now, I mean, I'm just so busy with my your 9-to-5 job that who has the time to be a part of any team. And I found myself missing that. And then when I played CSGO, just to play with 4 other people and working collaboratively and, you know, calling out strats and just trying to like quickly assess who is best at doing what, and just the constant support of or cheering your teammates on, or just basically telling them, yeah, you know, don't get discouraged, you know, it was a bad round, just move on to the next one. Yeah, just let it go. And it really just reminded me a lot of being back on a team again from high school, and which I missed very much. And the adrenaline rush, exact same thing. It was no different. It felt exactly the same. And the only difference is you're sitting down. Oh, and even the reflexes.
Yeah.
It's like this game, it requires really quick reflexes. I mean, you have to be really, really quick, and you have to really listen carefully. It's like you're using all of your senses, and you also have to be relatively smart about it as you play. So I think because of all of that, that's what made me really appreciate this game.
Nice. And you mentioned before you're trying to rank up. What was your first rank, and then what was your highest rank?
Oh gosh, my first rank. I want to say it was a silver 3?
I think it was 2 or 3.
I think it was 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, and then
really
quickly,
excited.
I was excited.
Yeah.
And then quickly
awesome.
rose up to, eventually to Nova 1.
Yeah, which is very hard, by the way. A lot of people
Is it
don't do
really?
that. Yeah. People always, they struggle. They've played, you know, there's a post today. I played 800 hours and I finally got to Nova.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't take me that long. I think wait, how long did it take for me? I think maybe like within a month?
Month or 2.
Maybe. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they call it like silver hell, you know, because you get stuck there. And plus the people, I think too, a key part was that you were playing, like you said, people that you played with often, and they were good players, and like you had good teamwork, which is part of the reason why I guess silver is such a hard place to get out of. Because if you solo queue, you're going to be stuck with all these people that just don't care, or they're just being trolls or griefing or whatever.
We established a pretty good rapport with each other. We made sure we stayed in touch, and like kind of swore to ourselves that we're gonna help each other rank up, and eventually we did. And now I feel kind of bad because they're probably wondering what happened to me. Why did I kind of disappear from the scene? But as you know, economic times are hard now. You have to kind of focus on the job or get canned. So so I had to put my priorities first.
Adult life.
Yeah, it sucks, kids. I mean, it's great, but I'm just warning you right now. Just make sure that you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Yep.
Also, I remember, you know, playing you were at certain guns that you really liked. And I'm not talking skins, but gun. So what's your favorite 2 guns or gun?
Well, obviously it would have to be the AUG.
Yeah.
Hence the name Augmet. AUG, just, you know, as the 3-letter codon for this. It's the start codon for protein synthesis known as methionine, if you're wondering where the name came from. Augmet. But anyway, AUG just happens to be my favorite gun. Yeah. I don't know why. I love the scoping on it, and I was able to just easily just aim straight for their heads, and then boom, knock them dead.
By the way, everybody, I just want to make it clear, I was very shocked at how good her aim was naturally. This is the AUG and then the SG, and just
that would be the other favorite gun.
Yeah,
but that's the same. That's literally the same thing, but on the T side.
Yeah. And that, man, your reflexes and aim was just crazy fast. You just drop people on your spot, and so like, yeah, there were other things that, movement that you could work on, obviously, but your aim was like light years ahead of where it should have been, which is crazy. And so I was happy to see you having fun with it. I remember at times I'd be like, well, can I play now? And you're like, well, can I play another one? Which is as a guy gamer, having his girlfriend say that is pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, now it's easier. Now in our place, we got 2 computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your man cave, and I got my geek cave.
Yep. So.
But I haven't. I feel bad. I haven't played as much. But yeah, I'm just work is killing me.
Well, what did you think about the American scene, and your thoughts on the competitive Counter-Strike from your exposure from before, and then from the X Games that we got to watch the first day?
It was so. Seeing some of the tournaments, like obviously I saw maybe a couple tournaments before X Games. I can't remember what was the other tournament that you and I saw glimpses of.
Glimpses of the majors, the last major.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I do remember. I saw the one where which team was that one? It was the Polish team that ended up winning.
Virtus Pro.
Oh, yeah, Virtus Pro. I remember seeing that particular tournament,
mm-hmm.
and just the hype and just how crazy the crowd was, and looking at it and going, wow, these people are treating this like the Super Bowl, like we treat the Super Bowl here. And then when all of a sudden it's on X Games, and it's in our home soil, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got really excited, and I was hoping, oh gosh, I really hope American teams will win this.
Yeah.
And it was just intense to see out of pool play that every team was 1-1. Yeah, I mean, that was just crazy. Yeah. So I'm thinking, wow, this could be anybody's game, but that means the Americans still have a shot. And I'm so upset. I mean, I was, and I remember I was glued to the TV, but you were at work, kept on messaging you and giving you the score, and then I'm like, oh gosh, it's now 1-12. Oh, it's like now 3-13. It's like, oh, they're getting slaughtered. This is not looking good. And then when they were all knocked out, I was really, really upset. Really upset. Yeah. But hopefully, I mean, there's future tournaments. So hopefully, hey, even you might be on one of those future teams. Who knows?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Someday, maybe.
No.
Maybe, or maybe running a local tournament would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah, I still want to make that happen. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Any last thoughts?
About the actual tournament?
Or just about Go in general?
About Go in general? I personally think it's a pretty cool game. Again, I haven't really been playing as much, but it really is a lot of fun. It's kind of a great way to actually kind of take your mind and stress off of the annoyances of everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I should probably pick up on that again. Yeah. I know you expressed to me several times concerns about people throwing the game.
Yeah.
At the global elite level, and how I remember several times you were telling me how disappointed you were.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I got it.
It's okay. Sorry, our cat was just like walking next to my gut knife, my RL gut knife. So I want to make sure he's good. He's not supposed to be up there anyway. So
that's true. That jerk.
Yeah. But yeah, throwing the skins was bad, and I talked about that earlier a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, it's just hopefully that'll work itself out. I think it's still there's actually going back to news. There's Sir Scoots tweeted that he's reported CSGO launched to the FBI for promoting underage kids gambling. So I don't think anything will become of that because the FBI may already know of that. It's not like it's a secret. If they wanted to go after it, then they would have, or they are already. But and again, I guess it's the legal loopholes that they have with betting is that Valve says that once you put money in and you get these skins, they're just it's funny money. It's not real money. So it's not gambling. And then like in Japan, they have pachinkos where gambling is illegal there, but they get these little steel balls that you go next door and cash in. You get like a little teddy bear, and then you take the teddy bear and then you cash it in for real money. So it's like a way of getting around the system. I don't know, but again, then again, in the U.S., they're more strict about it, obviously, because if it were that simple, we would have those pachinko places all over the U.S. So it's all very new, and we'll see how things shake out. It's just the popularity of CSGO is shaking things up, and a lot of things that used to go and fly by are no longer flying because the level of money and pressure and everything is gone up so much.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me. I remember when you were telling me about these are global elite players that were caught hacking or just intentionally throwing the game. I have to tell you in case you forgot what I said. I'll just repeat it again.
Sure.
That's just really disappointing to me because I'm not saying that all CSGO players out there are huge, like gigantic nerds. But I'd like to think that, these are all people that are operating at a much more intellectual level and all about fair play and, and about morality and decency. And I just feel like that is just a big blow to especially the nerdy community. It's a blow to me just because I know where I stand values wise. I mean, I think that we're about trying to do what's fair, what's right, and not cheat in any situation if possible. It's all about just being honest.
Yeah.
And to have all these people that are intentionally cheating and are influencing younger people that might potentially do this for a living, it's like, what kind of really what kind of a role model are you guys?
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a better role model in real life.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not a professional player, but still. Yeah, and that I guess I felt that was really disconcerting, and then I'm thinking, geez, I mean, humanity, it's really, there's cheaters everywhere.
Yeah.
No, in the nerdy community, in the
People,
douchey community,
yeah,
I mean, it's
people
everywhere.
Are people, I guess, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and and I don't know. I just feel like if you really are the best player, if you really truly are a global elite player, I don't think there's more greater joy than competing against other people that might be slightly better than you. Just because when you experience that joy of actually beating the best, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that. And, to me, that's what's fun about any type of game situation. You play your best, you win honestly, and if you actually beat the best player in the world, then that's a true achievement right there. That's something to be proud of. But if you're cheating your way through it, what's the joy?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you'll get nothing but scandal, nothing but all these angry tweets or all these crazy posts on Reddit about, what. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can. Again, all I got to say is, I kind of feel your pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, and hopefully it'll stop happening to the degree that it was. As they ban more people and there's consequences for these actions, it's gonna make other people think twice. Hopefully. Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for taking time again for being on. I think it
Yeah.
was fun. I'm sure the listeners will enjoy it. And yeah, thanks again.
Stay honest, guys.
All right, so that was the interview with my awesome girlfriend. I think it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, I just want to say to everybody that commented and listened to my first podcast that I really, really appreciate it. I read every single comment, every suggestion, everything that you guys said. I really listened to it. And, there's some other videos where I have tons of viewers compared to that, but I was not at all disheartened by the difference, because just the fact that like one person would listen to the whole thing is just mind-blowing to me, and it's just really awesome, and it's motivating me to keep doing this. So if you feel like typing anything, or if you do listen to it, please let me know either on the Reddit thread or on my YouTube. Also, if you're not following me yet, you can follow me on Twitter at EndridFPS, on Facebook at EndridFPS. I almost said MySpace. And also you can follow me on Twitch at EndridFPS. Again, my dates are Monday night and Wednesday night around 8 o'clock Central. But yeah, so thanks guys a million. And yeah, see you next time.